Good morning. Good morning. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. So please be very, very patient with me. Can somebody respond and see if you have me on your screen? Golden Gate, how you doing, my brother? Hey, good morning. Good morning. Let me shut this off real quick. Jalopy Ranch. Good morning. How you doing? How do you pronounce that? Unobtainium? Good Filipino morning to you guys. Battle Elf, thank you for joining us. David Brown, thank you very much for joining us. Waterton, New York. Hello, hello. What's going on, guys? Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Sweden. I had a neighbor from Sweden. Before I moved here, he's my adopted father, so I call him Pop Pops. Just we had lots of fun. He introduced me to gin and tonic, which I still have once in a long occasion now. Thank you, Golden Gate. I really appreciate that, David. It just never occurred to me. I always wanted to. It's always in my heart to pursue something like this. I find it fun. I find it very enjoyable. So it just so happened that I decided to turn on the camera while doing this, and I just didn't realize that it would just blow up the way it does. It did. So I really appreciate you all support. Tim Pike, good morning. Hey, Chris, my brother, how you doing? Yeah, we miss you here in the Philippines. Yeah, Chris was he started as a subscriber, and then a few months ago he stayed here with me for I believe 3 weeks, and he traveled to the Philippines was specifically to get some dental work done, and we were able to help him out with that. So we were very happy about that. So Chris, yeah, I have a video with Chris on my channel. So he's a very good guy. He's a brother for life now. So I really appreciate meeting you, Chris. Manuel, thank you very much for being a new subscriber. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody's support in my channel. Oh, Sid, okay. Yeah, Sid is a lot better than Jalopy Ranch. That's a little tongue twister for me. Now it's just me and I. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. I have one subscriber that has been here for like he has like a 4 month stint in the Philippines. So he comes in and out. He's a very he became a very good friend. John is let's see here. Before he arrived in the Philippines, it's not his first time in the Philippines. He's been to the Philippines quite a few times. But before arriving this time, he actually reached out to me via Facebook and kind of inquired with me on the scooter motorbike purchasing process. There were like different feedbacks online, like about how long it would take to get the registration. Some places will say like 30 days, some places say 3 months and stuff like that. And John reached out to me because I was in the scooter motorbike rental business. So I buy quite a few units. So we got up chatting, and then long story short, he came here, and then I took him to the dealer that I frequent, and he was able to get the registration within 2 weeks, and he's been touring the Philippines from north to south all over via ferry and motorbike. So he's in and out here. So other than that, it's just me and I for now. The two girls are going to come, like their last day of school is July 14th, and they still have to take a few days to work on the transcript, the transcript before they move to Lapu-Lapu here. So I'm thinking maybe like around the 20th, before there will be 4 of us, which I will, which bring up a very good point. I'm gonna go ahead and stop. I'm gonna, continue to honor, like the commitments that I've already made as far as the room reservation is concerned. But I'm not taking any more guests. Yeah, I'm not taking any more new guests, just for safety and, like all these other concerns for the 2 young ladies. Thank you, Manuel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I didn't expect for, things to blow up the way it did. And, like I just reached 10,000 subs, by the way, yesterday. I was expecting, like to reach it today. That's why I, scheduled the live stream today. But I actually reached it yesterday morning. So I really appreciate you all support in my channel. And it's a big accomplishment, in my opinion. And, from like 2 months ago, I was just getting an average of 500 views for each of my uploads. And, recently, I'm getting like thousands and thousands, which I really, like about 5,000 to 6,000 views per video. And I have 2 videos, including Jill's first video that is exceeding 100,000 views and approaching 200,000 views. And I'm very proud of that. And, I couldn't have done it without the support of the community, you guys. So I really appreciate that. Chris, yeah, I know. You see me sweating because I'm, I didn't really groom myself up. I didn't shave my hair because I was, I'm trying to kick the flu right now. So I've been like bedridden pretty much, the last 2 days, maybe through to, like due to exhaustion or whatever. We've been running around a lot and trying to look for new content and stuff like that, just vetting new potentials and stuff like that. So, maybe it's just exhaustion, but the last 2 days I've been bedridden and I still have this cough drop. I'm just trying to prevent myself from coughing, rudely in front of you guys. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to groom up a little bit. Is it Hades? Yeah, I'm glad that you're here with me also. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you joining us. Dave, I still have you on my board, Dave. I'm still waiting to hear from you. I just hope that everything is going well with what you have going on. So I don't want to be specific about that. I know it's very personal. So I just wanted to wish you the best. Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Yeah, I really appreciate. I'm having a really hard time pronouncing your name. Tanium. Yeah, I really. It's my passion. It's just like I mentioned in the video. Ever since I was 18 years old, I was just very into it. But I just have been putting it off after the little stint with Feed the Children Foundation. And now that I'm 45 years old, I just turned 45, it's just like I felt like the Philippines is the perfect place for me to pursue something like this. And I'm just putting my plans in action and living the best life that I can. And I really enjoy this selfishly. Actually, it's for $10 a day, Jeff. I don't, like one of the vloggers, regular guy, Scotty Boy, he was staying with me, and he made a statement, like the way I price it is break even from, like the electric bill, utilization of the aircon and stuff like that. But sometimes I do go in the negative because you foreigners that stay at my house, like you can't stand this Filipino heat. I still can't after 1 year, almost 1 year. I still can't stand this heat. So the AC is frequently running. So my electric bill on a monthly basis, like does sometimes exceed the room rate that I rent. But I do that, guys, to be supportive of the expat community. That's why I'm strategically located, like only about 7 miles from the Cebu airport, to be supportive of you guys. Even the motorbike rental business, I'm not the most expensive, and neither am I the cheapest. However, I buy all my motorbikes brand new. And also I, like every time the motorbike is returned, whether it's a 1 week rental or 3 month rental, I have a mechanic on staff that does, like a complete safety check, and any little signs of, wear and tear as far as the belt, any safety concerns, like I take care of that immediately. So you're getting your bang for the buck. And then of course, like not only that, but with the proceeds that I gain from the motorbike rental business, it allows me to, continue my work as a philanthropist, and hopefully one day I earn that title of being a philanthropist. Not yet, because I still don't have any success stories yet, but I'm that's my dream, is to earn that title one day. Soulful Adventures. Hello, my brother. Yeah, you've been reaching out to me WhatsApp, and again, I apologize, I haven't looked at your link over there. Once again, I'm just still kicking that flu. As you can see, I'm still sweating over here, but I'll get to it and I'll get back to you. All right. Yeah, Tim, I was in real estate back home. Like I still have a pretty healthy portfolio back home. So over here, I'm not looking for to inherit responsibilities. I've had, like a few subscribers who, like reached out to me and gave me some, pretty big project pitches. My purpose in the Philippines here is not to inherit more responsibilities. I'm trying to have as much freedom as I possibly can to pursue, what my heart desires, my passion. So real estate does sound lucrative here. I do have a friend over there in Bacong, which is right next to Dumaguete. Jules in the Philippines, he has his own channel. And he's doing big projects, building like 14, 15 houses at the same time. And it's very lucrative. And in the Philippines, the building process is very, very different from how we're accustomed to back home. If you just look at that video that I was doing, the home improvement, it's just like, it's not my choice to do the plywoods, like on the interior, it was the patriarch's wishes, and I couldn't, impose my Western process or, like belief system or, like on the locals, and there's a very valid reason for them to use the type of materials that they use, and like the process. But my friend Jules, like he builds it the Western style with insulation and stuff like that, and he markets to the Western community. So it is a very lucrative thing, but it's not my. I have experience back home, so like I know what the involvements are and the level of responsibilities, and I just don't want to pursue that. In the matter of fact, like if there is, there's another, I live in a fourplex. There's one that is vacant, um, only 3 of the 4 in the fourplex is occupied. So, like there's still one vacant with the exact same floor plan as the unit that I'm living in. If there is a demand for it, I'll be more than happy to pick that one up also, and and continue the rental process. I just can't put, going forward, I just can't put, new guests under the same roof, because again, I have the 2 young ladies that are moving into my household. But yeah, if there's a demand for it, I'll be more than happy to sign that lease. But I just don't want to, sign a lease and obligate myself to a big expense, and then I only get, 2-night rental per per month, and it's just it's too big of an obligation. It's too big of a loss, too big of a risk for me to endure, and I can use those same money to pursue my, or continue my philanthropy work. Thank you, my brother. Yeah, Scotty Boy is great. It's just he's helped me recruit a lot of subscribers, and I'm like 100% grateful. And he's a friend for life. We still talk on a daily basis. And the matter of fact, I'm in my little storage. We call it a maid's quarter here, but he still has his personal belongings here. So yeah, I'm down with the regular guy. He made a huge impact on my YouTube channel. I can't imagine my YouTube channel being the way it is without, regular guy Scotty Boy, doing that little stint with the stick figure of my home. So I really appreciate him, and he's a good man. Yes, Bernadette. Gel made. We have 2 uploads, 2 video uploads to her channel, but it's still labeled as private. I do have 1 subscriber that is working diligently to kind of jazz up her channel a little bit, and that's his way of, as he puts it, that's his way of contributing to what I am doing to my cause. And this is Doug with Brand Solutions, and he's doing a lot. And we wanted to be as diligent as possible and make it the best that we can possibly make it. And I'm technology dumb, so I feel very fortunate that I have so many supporters, including Doug with Brand Solutions over here, who had made like a 50-second, intro video for her channel. And I'm just waiting for that to upload, and then we'll release her video content. And I'm hoping that, all the supporters will just binge watch, her videos, so she can obtain or reach the 4,000 watch hour requirement as soon as possible. And once that's done, and once she's monetized, then I'm going to go ahead and do a little research and look into Guinness Book of Record and see if such a record was ever set, or if we could qualify to set that record. And I just think that's something fun. But of the 2 videos, one of which is the video that I've done with her father, Anthony, doing the banana merchant run through, the jungles and stuff like that. So after looking at that video, it's just like I felt that it was very informative, and I was very proud of that video, and I just didn't want that video to go into waste. But then again, I was just didn't want to uploaded to my channel and kind of crossing the line of, exploiting the local community and stuff like that. And I didn't want to reap the benefit from that video. So I decided to upload that very video onto Jill's channel so she can use that very video as a way of gaining her 4,000 watch hours. So I apologize, guys. If that video, it doesn't reflect Jill as the host. You hear my voice instead of hers. So I apologize in advance for that. But that's what I did. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Tim. It's just like what people do is what people do. It's just like I don't have an opinion on that, but I do see what you're saying, and that's just not my flavor. It's just uh, when I see something that is not right for me, I just have a desire and that urge to do something about it, uh, even if not much. At least a little. Just a way of, I don't know, giving back or contributing to society, or like however you want to put it. Um, yeah. Thank you, John. Sorry, Bernadette. I come from a Fahrenheit system in the United States, and over here it runs by the Celsius, and these are the minuscule details that I don't even care to pay attention to. It's just hot. Hello. Never been to Norway, but would love to go someday. Sorry about that. Mage Matthews, my man, how are you doing? Thank you very much for your contribution to the channel the other day. Thank you for your support, brother. Well, Golden Gate, I can't say for sure. It was just my suspicion and speculation, but I can't say for sure that she faked it. I did have, like a doctor of dentistry. I believe he's based out in Chicago, if I remember correctly. Did watch that short video, and he said it looks pretty legitimate. So, but like not only that, but there was just a series of events, like them just making commitments and flaking on me and stuff like that. It's just everything adds up, and it just didn't, like uh, seem right to me. When things don't seem right, and I tend to shy away. So I can't say for sure that she faked it, but it was just too coincidental. So like I just leave that one alone. Prairie Dog, thank you very much. I've never been anybody's favorite before. Glad to be the first. Not beer, you guys. It's ginger tea. John, yeah, he's not. If you're referring to the young man, I'm not gonna say his name or whatever, but he's not quite an intern, but like no, we parted ways. There was just some um, well, I'm trying to be very careful with my words. I don't want to damage anybody's reputation, but yeah, we parted ways. Things just didn't work out. Which brings to a very good point, though. It's just like these things that I'm involved with. It's just I have high hopes with jail, and like even like other stuff that I'm working on, in the background that I didn't get around to or care to document because people do want their privacy and stuff like that. But like with what I'm doing, the failure rate is unfortunately very high. So, but it doesn't deter me from doing what I'm doing. So, like for those who, are not shy or, welcome the camera, it's just like, I just take that opportunity to document it and share it with my community here. But yeah, with that young gentleman, things just didn't work out and we had to part ways. Yes, Alistar, or Alistair. Yeah, that's what I preach. I don't impose on them as well, but uh, I do mentor and guide them to pass it on. First and foremost, it's just like the what I'm involved with. I always, am pro independence. Just having another person or even a family be reliant on you is a very big responsibility, and a responsibility I don't think that I can bear. So I always preach, independence, and uh, once they, obtain that success, it's just like I hope that they understand that that success was gained by somebody's help, and I hope that they can return a favor and pass on that love. And that's my hope, and of course I have zero control over that, but in the process of mentoring them, that's one of the major topics that I discuss. And even with jail, is when we install that internet, I even propose to the family that we'll get, a separate router where we can hook up to the modem and allow the students in that community, because they live so close to jail school, and allow the students to come by and use the internet for free for school purposes, nothing else, for school purposes. And I know that, from their own modem, they can set like a private and public, uh, Wi-Fi signal, but because I'm like technology dumb, I don't know how to set that up for the family. I just thought it would be easier to, attach a separate router to it, and after hours they can just unplug that router and just leave the main modem running. And yeah, I do guide them to be philanthropists themselves, and it's easier to have a team, to recruit a team than to bear this responsibility all by myself. Dave, we'll do that on a private conversation. Okay, this is the wrong platform. Thank you, Elvis. Oh, that's good on you, brother. There are so many worthy causes here in the world. And what I'm doing here is just like a personal passion. And I've said it many times. Even like world hunger is a very worthy and notable cause to pursue, but it's not my cup of tea, because I am, after all, just one man, and I don't want to, take on an endeavor that would ultimately lead to failure. I would like to at least pursue something that I have a good rate in being successful in. I sure did, Mage. I thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, from you guys' contribution, and also from you guys' viewership, my YouTube monetization has grown, exponentially. So, like not only, I use a big portion of that, not all, but a big portion of my YouTube monetization to pursue my causes as well. Again, not everything is documented on video. There are a lot of things that are behind the scene because certain people do, like feel embarrassed and they don't want, the camera to be on, but just because they prefer not for me to document it, doesn't mean that they're not worthy of the assistance. So yeah. Sorry, Robert. That's not what I do on my channel. I don't give advices, and I don't typically use pharmacies. So um, at my age, like I don't use the medical profession a lot. I don't visit the doctor too much, just when I as a needed thing. So yeah, but those information, however, is very accessible. There are a lot of vloggers talking about that, and I know there's like a quite a few vloggers in Dumaguete, based in Dumaguete, that gives out a lot of those information. Paul in the Philippines, Old Dog New Tricks, like he's the gentleman who I'm also very grateful for. If you reach out to him, like he either has the information or he knows somebody who, like he usually, like copy and paste a link where you can get that information, Robert. But I personally don't have access to those information, and I don't do those kind of content on my channel. Jay Scott, funny Jay. Yes, brother. I mean, I'm not. I'm a very interactive person. Like every time you guys leave a comment on any of my videos, I do my best to, get back to you guys, and I think I'm doing a very good job in responding to every comment. There are a few of you who have reached out to me, like via WhatsApp and Messenger. I do have that information public because I do have a business here, scooter rental and motorbike rental, of course. So that information is public, and a lot of you guys reach out with a lot of good information, and I'm very interactive, very supportive of not only the local community here, but also the expat community. I am involved with the other vloggers and setting up, meet and greets and stuff like that. I don't do my own, but like I do participate in stuff like that. And uh, if you guys want to reach out to me, you guys have some good, like I have another subscriber, and I apologize for not remembering your name immediately, who has uh, a background or spend a lot of time in the profession of cybersecurity and stuff like that. He has an intention of moving to the Philippines and teaching the Filipino community and these kind of skills, and like and pursue a profession in that. And reached out to me, and like I beg of him to reach out to me. I would love to work with somebody to create or train the Filipino community and create like higher paying job opportunities with foreign companies, because I know that over here their earning ability is very limited. No worries, Mark. I'm here. I want to hear for a little bit. Jeff, in general, like with other of, I guess with my competitors, it is a big problem. But there are ways to mitigate that, like with me in specific, it's just like when I filed my business with the SEC, like I specifically indicated that the requirement to rent one of my units is a foreign passport, a copy of a foreign passport. So it kind of removes me away from the discrimination stuff. Um, yeah, because that is my requirement. If you don't have a foreign passport, I'm sorry, I cannot rent to you. And with foreigners, coming from another country to the Philippines, it is very unlikely. Not saying that the risk is not there. It's 100% eliminated, but like it is very unlikely someone would, fly to the Philippines, take a vacation, and try to steal your motorbike and put them, their freedom at that kind of risk. It's just very unlikely, but like there are ways to mitigate, like those kind of risks. Yeah, I've heard great things about Watsons, and we use Watsons a lot. It's just like it just seems like Watsons and Mercury are the better pharmacies, and like you're able to find the better medications, the branded medications, perhaps. Yeah, again, I don't use the pharmacy too much, so I yeah, brother, I like that proposal that even though it was generated by AI. I like that proposal that like that you sent me, and there's a few things that of course I don't agree, and we need to tweak and stuff like that, but we'll do good stuff. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Mage is they do 6 months, and they also do 1 year, but there are like price differences. If you do 6 months, for example, they'll charge you 25,000 per month, but if you commit to a year, they'll charge you like 23,000 a month. So yeah, 23,000 is maybe $450 roughly. Don't make a Chinese man do math. I'm terrible with math. Yes, brother. No rush. I'll just I just respond to things as they come. So yeah, no rush. Thank you for joining us, Michelle. We love you here. We love your sense of humor. Um, man, I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Let's see here. How can I even write a comment on here? Uh, I'm just gonna spell it out for you guys. I apologize. I'm still trying to. Okay, here you go. Post a comment. And Mountain Angel Diaries. There you go, guys. I just added to the comment Jiao's channel name. She's already close to 600 without even her first video being released. So I really appreciate you guys being in support of what I'm trying to do with Jiao here, just helping her build independence so she can Well, it's a long story, like I'm working very hard in the background, setting up LLCs and stuff like that, and just, like putting together a team to look at her comments and stuff like that before we even feel comfortable in releasing her first channel. But, I've been working effortlessly in the background to edit the videos that she did have and stuff like that. And we just want to make sure that, like we dot all the I's and cross all the T's before we release it. And the participating adults are ready to take on the responsibilities before we even pursue it. We just don't want to open up a can of worms. Well, Paul, appropriately is Q Adventures as well. It's same name as my YouTube channel is Q Adventures Motorbike Rental. So the proper business name is Q Adventures Corporation. I filed it as a corporation, but the bike rental is registered in Google as well. So I also have a video of that in my or two videos of that within my channel. So the information is very readily available. Thank you, Sir Rick. Michigan. Yeah, I have a portfolio of homes in Detroit, but never been to Michigan once in my life. But thank you for joining us, Sir Rick. Yeah, her content is gonna be, like around her area, and I think, like once again, I mentioned it before. It's a gold mine within her community. There are so many fascinating things that seem very normal to them because they live and grow up there. But it's really fascinating to, like people like us coming from the West who, don't have the chance to witness, like a rural life like that. And her just coming to, like the video that she made with at the mall and stuff like that. It's just the family coming down to provide me with some videos. And I was hoping to utilize that time to teach her how to use, like simple video editing programs like Clipchamp. To do some video editing because it's my desire to teach her how to be independent. At some point I need to stop doing what I'm doing on her behalf, just like doing everything for her. It's not doing her a favor. So I just wanted to take that opportunity, and since they were down in the city, we, like I was supposed to go with them, but like it ended up that I had last minute business, so I had to jump off the flatbed of the truck, and it was only I who brought them to the mall and took them to the theater, which they have, like never been to a theater, and they really enjoyed it, the three siblings. So they were very grateful for that, and I was very proud that I was able to make that happen for them. I'm not sure, Mage. I've heard from some people that it does help and it does calculate, like towards the view hours. But then again, it's just like when I first started my videos and when I put, like my videos on loop, it didn't seem that there was too much of a effect, So I'm not sure how to answer that question, whether it works or it doesn't, but it doesn't hurt to do it. Yeah. What's up, Wesna? How you doing? Yes and no, Rick. They the 3,000 hours and the 500 subs allow the channel to, like monetize with, like super things and, like certain functions, but not all. You still need the 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours to get AdSense. AdSense is what what pays the bills. Yeah, the super thanks and like stuff like that is very unlikely, for a subscriber to send you a super thanks, and then YouTube also with the super thanks, I think keep 45 or 55%. So the creator only keeps a very small portion of that. Jay Scott, thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, like the super sticker, super thanks. That's what the 500 sub and 3,000 watch hours allows you to do. But like the AdSense once again still needs the 1,000 and 4,000. Yeah, Prairie Dog. I still am in contact with Marilyn's family. However, not as frequent as it was before. I do stop by once in a while to check. When I was there, it's just like I, was very fascinated with the father's line of work, and I thought the furniture he made was spectacular. And I made that video in hopes of, one of the wholesalers from back home or somewhere in the West can see the value of it and see the art in it, and able to work with me to place, like a big order so I can, work with, I guess a Chinese supplier or something like that from China to get these supplies for the father for cheaper, and kind of so the father can grow the business and not work pennies on the dollar, I guess, for a domestic wholesaler. So yeah, it was pretty upsetting with the profit margin that he was conveying to me and stuff like that. And I mean, if I can help, I help. But if I, I can't do everything by myself. And as far as Marilyn is concerned, I did offer her, opportunities to, come over here and work with my business and stuff like that. And just, but she's just very shy in with her English ability. And the door's open to her, but I'm not going to impose. I'm not going to force anybody to do something that they're not comfortable in doing or not willing to do. So whatever it is, it's just like the door's open. If she wants to come, she will. But yes, I do still, I am still in contact with the family. Oh, and by the way, I was raised in that neighborhood where Marilyn and then Lucielle May is in. But she left that community a long time ago, but she still, a lot of the neighbors still recognize her and stuff like that. So yeah, we do go back there and visit. Sir Rick, make sure you didn't misspell diaries, okay? Diaries. But you got the right idea. That's a good idea, Jared. We'll play with the idea. Filipina life in America. Hello, hello. Yeah, Mage. Apparently, I have quite a few subscribers in New York City, and I have well, anyway, I haven't released that video yet. I don't want to speak too soon. I'm going to go ahead and release it in the next few days, and you guys will figure it out. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of praises, but I just feel like it's unwarranted because this is something that I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't call it a hobby, but it's just something that is really enjoyable for me to pursue. So it's just like I'm not really going out of my way or anything like that. It's just something that really I truly feel um, happy in pursuing. So it is fun. Well, RJ, the purpose of her channel is just to showcase her community and the rural culture. And because of the community that she lives in, it's a very small community. It's just a very different culture, different uh, way of life than even like in the city within the Philippines. So I personally feel it's very fascinating, and of course like her being the host and the way that she delivers like her verbiage and the way she articulates things. I think her channel will be very, very extremely successful, and we'll play with a few things over there, and also like her brother frequents like the like in the middle of the jungle where there's like zero population. Even her father was telling me about a like 200 feet vertical cave that he used to explore when he was a kid. So like I was so intrigued and fascinated with it. But again, it's just it's not content, even though I want to, but it's not something that I want to put on my channel, and I want jail to have the ability to um, reap the benefits of that, and not me. Thank you very much. That is a great honor to hear something like that. Not much, just a conversation right there, Manuel. Just if you miss anything, you can always replay it later. Hey, chicken legs, I was up in Santa Clarita for a little bit, a good like 4 years, so just like across the hill from you guys in Silmar. Glad that you're joining us. Yeah, Paul, that would be like a fantasy, but it's just like instead of trying to reach out to like everybody, I just don't want to, what you would call it, impose my ideas to others, but that would be a nice thing, like if some expats would reach out to me and we can like work together to pursue a few of these projects. That would be great. I just think humanity is great, and there's still a lot of good. And from the comments that I've, and the supports that I've gotten from my subscribers, it's just like it gives me hope and faith. It's just coming from Los Angeles, California. I've lost a lot of these hopes and faith, and being in the Philippines here, I'm just glad that I'm able to pursue what I pursue here. Good morning, Gary. Yeah, I don't think I think there's zero exception to that, especially jail being only 12 years old. The parents has to be involved, and the channel, the channel in itself, it's currently owned by the father, and it'll reach a certain point of monetization where we will, file an LLC and a business entity to take over ownership of the channel and have the business entity be in charge of the finances. Everything will be drafted very clearly. Who gets what percentage and stuff like that amongst the family. Don't get that confused. I have zero share of the monetization of her channel. Zero. I'm just in the background as a mentor. That's it. But bank, proper bank accounts and trust fund. I don't know if there, trust accounts exist in the Philippines, but that's something that we'll look into with the banks, just to make sure that whatever monetization is, it is properly distributed and there, it's a level of savings for to pay for her future education and stuff like that. And it needs to be organized and prevent neighbors from coming over and talking about their dogs having cancer and the roofs needing to be replaced and let me borrow for a sorry store and all that stuff. It's just a level of protection is necessary. Yeah, Paul, come say hi. You're always welcome. I had, when Scotty Boy put my channel on the maps, it's just like pretty much instantaneously, I have a few of his subscribers came over to my channel and reached out and came over to sit and visit, and I made them a coffee. It's just like anybody is welcome to come over and visit. Of course, with the two girls staying with me in the near future, just overnights are not possible. That's a hard question to answer, Manuel, because everything I do is very random and very spontaneous, especially with Marilyn's home improvement. It was very random and spontaneous. I never fathomed that I would do something like that in the Philippines. I just happened to be there and I saw the immediate need and I just went about it, pretty much instantly. And a lot of people reached out to me and say, the next time you do these kind of projects, please get me involved and so on and whatnot. Of course, I'm very appreciative of that. However, it's just like I don't plan these things. It's just like I might come across a family that that wants to, that, or that has the potential to, do a business or something like that, which I can, microfinance or, I don't know. There's just like a million things, a million potentials. I can't even think of it right now. Maybe it's my lingering flu, but yeah. So it's just however you think that you can help, feel free to help. Oh, let me give you guys another example. I have a subscriber in that is an ex-military. He's coming in August, and initially when he came over, he was the first thing he told me was something about 4-foot jungle ninjas up in Luzon in the jungle survival course, and I just automatically fascinated. But anyway, he's coming in August to do that survival course because I'm totally in. And when he comes, he asked me, what do I need here? I personally don't need anything, but I did tell him that, when he comes, if he has room, if he has clothing, shoes, or even power tools or tools in general that he has laying around at home that he doesn't need, just bring it, with whatever available, I guess, check-in luggage and stuff like that. It's just it's never too much, it's never too little. It's just I can always donate that to, the local community or even with the tools to I guess tradesmen who are in need of these tools, because the tools that we have access to over here, despite it being name brand, like DeWalt's and stuff like that, it's just the quality of it is very inferior to what we have back home. And a lot of people label the Philippines here as the dumping ground for American toys, and I subscribe to that. I buy a lot of stuff here, and it's very inferior to what we have back home. And I don't think a lot of people, or not a lot, but a few people has reached out to me about like buying boxes. I looked into that. It's a good idea, but I don't think it's. From what I can gather, it costs about $150 US dollars to ship a like buy-in box, and I personally don't think it's worth the investment. No, Rick. My motorbike business is registered with the SEC, the BIR, as well as uh, I forget what you call it, but like locally with Lapu-Lapu City. But my YouTube channel is registered in the United States, so I pay United States taxes with the income that I gain from my YouTube channel, because I don't have a Filipino bank account. So like at that time when I registered my YouTube channel, I registered it in the United States. Yeah, RJ, I hear that a lot of people has uh, suggested for me to reach out to the P, but I don't know anything much of the P, and I haven't consumed any of her channel. Well, in the matter of fact, I'm not a big YouTube content consumer myself, so I don't know anything of her, and I don't know where to start. Reaching out to her. If like any of you who are in contact with her or has like a line of conversation with her, feel free to reach out to her and see what she reach out to her on my behalf, and see how she responds. But like for me to reach out to other vloggers and stuff like that, they're like vlogger community politics. Not saying that the P is involved, but in general, I just don't want to be involved with that. It's just like I just like to mind my own business and do what I do and just pursue my desires independently of anybody. Sure, Dave, give it a shot. Sorry, guys. You know, I don't really pay attention to that. Of course, inflation is inevitable, but I don't think inflation, like is so aggressive here that it really, like I don't know, make a difference for someone like me. I didn't mean to sound arrogant there, but it's just I'm just hyper focused on other stuff than like minuscule inflation rates. Yeah, Dave. Um, I don't think that's anything new. It's just you have to have like about 6 month validity to your passport before you can enter a country. But I've heard that like not that you should do this, but I've heard that a lot of people has what you call it, enter like a foreign country with less than 6 month validity in their passport and get it renewed through like their country's embassy or consulate in that specific country. But it's a lot more work than necessary. I think Dave, you're if I remember correctly, you're Canadian. Um, the Canadian embassy or consulate, in the Philippines, I believe is in Manila. I'm not sure if there's one available here in Cebu. So it'll be a lot better and convenient if you get all that sorted out before entering the Philippines. Thank you, Chase. Yeah, I just been avoiding, like a live stream because I don't know. I guess I'm like undiagnosed OCD, ADHD, whatever, however you want to say it. But I can't imagine sitting, for a long duration of time. I just like always have to be up and doing something, and just the idea of me sitting here having a monologue is just not enticing, in the past. Like for lack of better word, Manuel, um, just monetary donations. Whether it's $1 or whatever, like you guys are comfortable with. Um, that's the only thing I can think of at this point. Like other things like sending buy-in boxes and stuff like that. I just think it's not logical. For the $150 charge, like fee to send a buy-in box here in the Philippines, you might as well, like use that same $150, which goes a long way here in the Philippines. Just for an example, like to do the home improvement for Maryland, that only costs about $260 to complete all that you've seen in the video. So the $150 to fee to send a buy-in box for used clothing and stuff like that. I don't know. You're more than welcome to do it now. I'll be more than happy to be receptive of it. But I just think that $150 can be used more wisely. Yes, Mage. That's why I require a foreign passport and the exit itinerary. It's just like, well, I don't want to give away my, um, I guess, loopholes and stuff like that. But, in the Philippines here, all you have to do is make a phone call to immigration with the passport number. If a dispute is not resolved, then, that person in question, the customer in question will not leave the Philippines. They'll be stopped at the airport. So these things, like have to be resolved before they leave the country. Yeah, I probably unknowingly made that claim. Whether of course, it changes on a daily basis, Bernadette. But no matter where you're from, I still appreciate your support. Yeah, I frequent Bohol a lot. I'm not sure what part of Bohol you're in, but I would love to meet up sometimes. My son is 17 years old and he goes to Redondo Union High School, and he was in the wrestling team for his sophomore and junior year. But unfortunately, his grades dropped and he had to drop out of the wrestling team for the time being and focus on his grades. But yeah, so like I'm just on Huntington Lane, which is the next street over from Green and Inglewood. So yeah, I'm in Redondo. I would love to meet up with you. Yeah, good night, Chris. I know you have to wake up early in the morning to go to work and stuff like that. So thanks for joining us today, Chris. I really appreciate it, bro. Yeah, thank you, Dylan. And if you can tell your subscribers to head over to Jail's channel as well, I really appreciate that. We're trying to accomplish something fun here, and hopefully, we're able to reach a level of success there. Thank you, Sir Rick. Thank you for pointing that out, Joe. Again, this is my first live stream, and I sincerely apologize for it. I'm using an old laptop, uh, and the laptop's camera, and I'm over here because I have a house guest, so I couldn't do it the live stream at my regular desk. So I'm just in this maid's quarter here, so the lighting is terrible. I sincerely apologize for that. But thanks for pointing it out. Going forward, my next live stream, I'm gonna go ahead and plan it out a little bit better. Yeah, I hope that will never happen to me. I don't think I would be, for lack of better word, so arrogant that like I reach a certain level that like I'm gonna start charging, I guess, a consultation fee for talking to subscribers and stuff like that. I hope I will never do that. But like for you subscribers out there, if you notice my behavior change, or I would really appreciate if you point it out, because for me, I look at the mirror every day. So like whenever I like if there are minuscule changes that I probably don't notice myself, I appreciate you viewers and subscribers, like pointing small stuff like that out to me, so I can pay close attention to my own personal behaviors and stuff like that. Hi, Lovelyn. I really appreciate you joining us. No, I think you have misinterpreted what I was saying, but I will still mentor her from the background, and I will work with the parents, more regularly as far as managing her channel is concerned. And again, I just recently met Doug, who was a subscriber, who will donate his time, expertise, and resources, I guess, to do a few things to promote her channel, and to help her channel grow. What I said was that I will not. Let me see here. I just want to make sure that I'm reading your comment correctly. Yeah, I will not ever stop helping Jill unless she insists that I stop, or her family insists that I stop. But I will continue to mentor her, and I just won't, like feature full length videos of her especially within her community on my channel anymore, because I don't want to cross the line of exploitation. But she will still appear, like little short clips here and there as she comes visits, my home, or her family come visits my home, or like I go visit them, like I was, and also her updates and stuff like that. It's just like without putting her face on, like the thumbnail or something like that. It's just how else would people know that like the update is on her and not any on any of my other subjects. But yeah, I will continue to help her, and I is participating, but she's not solely responsible for mentoring Jill. Well, Dylan, I'm a complicated one. I was born in Vietnam to Chinese parents, but we immigrated to Los Angeles, California, United States, where I, like spent most of my time growing up in United States, I guess, to answer that question, as I am a United States citizen. Oh, stupid me. I clicked on something and I lost I lost my place in the comment section. I'm trying to go through yeah, this is Doug that I was speaking about, and this is the gentleman who was volunteering his expertise, time, and effort in helping Jill and I develop some, like websites and like intro videos and stuff like that. Thank you very much, Doug. I really appreciate you reaching out the way you did. And again, it's just like I'm always responding to my subscribers, and if I miss one or two of you guys, I sincerely apologize, and it's not my intention to. My intention is to respond to every comment, messages, requests, or proposals. But Doug, like sent me a very long, productive, and informative, I believe, email, Doug, if you if I remember correctly. And yeah, I was very appreciative of that, and we're working together, and I really appreciate it. Hey, Singapore. Yeah, we'll be visiting Singapore soon. I'm gonna take on like an Asian travel excursion. Most of the Asian countries, we're gonna start with Singapore, because there is a direct flight from Cebu to Singapore, and we're trying to take the easiest route possible. And from Singapore, we're going to go to Vietnam and stuff like that before we do Latin America next year. Well, Mage, Mage, I don't have any specific plans. For the time being, I'm just hyper focused on Jill's channel, as well as waiting to receive the two girls from Bohol, and just help them get settled in, and kind of like teach them the business over here, the motorbike rental business. And my intention is to have the younger one, Kat, manage the business, and kind of sit down and understand what their passions in life are, what career field, or like they want to pursue and stuff like that, and spend a little bit time with them, and whatever we come across in the process, that's what we'll pursue. But nothing planned. I'm just going through these comment, guys. I'm not the fastest reader either. Like I'm just speculating here, but I hear like a lot of rumors and gossip that a lot of these interview form vlogs, like a few of these hosts got in trouble for, I guess, being the middle person. Like they are accused of being the matchmaker, which they are, which they require a filing, as a matchmaking business, to put the foreigner and the Filipina together. And that's why I'm, speculating that they don't provide contact information for these women. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that, in the last few days. Yeah, people, like are just stumbling across my channel, which I appreciate, which tells me that the YouTube algorithm is pushing my content out a little bit more. So I'm doing something right. Thank you for your support, guys. Well, thank you very much, Mage. But I do have resources to that. Like Pimsleur. Like English for the Filipino speaker, and we can provide everything. But like if I lack anything, I always make that announcement on my video, just to in case somebody can contribute in some form or way. But it's just like it has to be up to that very person. It has to be up to the student to learn. And it's just like no matter how much we force a situation, it's not going to be a pretty situation. Yes, Mickey. She went with and they had a lot of fun. It was just terrible that I had last minute business that I couldn't go with them. I would have loved to witness, like her reaction and her siblings' reaction, sitting in the theater watching Transformer, the newest Transformer movie. Yes, sir. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I'm again, I just can't, stop expressing how grateful I am in meeting you. That's hilarious, bro. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, RJ. I really appreciate the support of Joe's channel. Well, that's a very good question. It could have been a lot easier, but I purposely chose to file the paperwork with the SEC personally because I wanted to learn the experience, just in case in the future I want to file other businesses. Um, that's a very funny story. It took 3 months to file for the paperwork that would have taken 2 weeks if I was to, pay maybe like $20 for someone who was familiar with the process to file for the paperwork. So when I filed the paperwork, there was some, of course, a few pages of the application. So let's just say, for example, I forgot, it was quite long ago. I forgot exactly how many pages and how many questions there were. But the funny thing to the process is, I filled out, let's just say, for example, like I turned in my application, and they would get back to me and said, please, correct question number 2, which was, answered incorrectly. And then, like I would correct question number 2, just as instructed, and, resubmit it. And then they would come right back, like it'd take a day or two to come back and say, please correct question 3. And then, coming from the West, it just clicks in my head, and I'll go, and I would respond to them and say, like, what other questions do you want me to correct? So I can do it all at once and just submit it. They go, just correct question 3. And then, assuming that it's just question 3 that I just need to correct. And then, I would correct question 3, resubmit it, and they'll come back with, please correct question 6. And it's just a very, very, very frustrating process. And in the future, I would hire somebody to get it done for me. I have done it once already. I know the process, what's required, and the sequence of events. So I'm good. Going forward, I will hire somebody. Mr. Macau, thank you for joining us. Yes, they have. They do have a Jollibee down the mountain. It's just like from where they live. It's like Metro. So it's like a shopping center. There's a Jollibee and McDonald's over there in Danao. So yeah, they have experienced that, but it's just not the theater environment and stuff like that. And we took them, or I took them to SMC side, which is one of the newest malls, and it was pretty nice and big as compared to the Metro that they have, the Metro Plaza that they have over there in Danao. You're good, Sir Rick. I just wanted to make sure. I don't have a specific channel for my motorbike rental business. But I do have 2 videos within this very channel, Q Adventures, that illustrates, that specifically say motorbike rental in Lapu-Lapu City. So, and then my motorbike rental business is also registered on Google. So if you Google Q Adventures motorbike rental in Lapu-Lapu, it will come up, or just motorbike rentals, and then Q Adventures motorbike rental will come up in Google. Well, Hector, I'm not a tech whiz here, and I don't know what the YouTube guidelines are. But generally speaking, though, it doesn't matter where you create the content. It matters where your viewers are from. So if you're appealing to, I guess the first tier countries, you get compensated higher versus, if your viewers are from, like I don't know, the lower tier countries. I don't know how that is structured specifically. Yeah, like yeah, I think safety and just general safety concerns are the primary. You got it, my friend. And coincidentally, that survival camp over there is located right on the Morong River, next to Bataan, and Bataan was the host. It was the host city for the refugee camp that myself and my family stayed back in 1986 for 6 months. So coincidentally, when my buddy Jay reached out to me, like not only was I appealed to the 4 foot jungle ninjas, but it worked out that it's just right next door to Bataan, which gives me the opportunity to kind of take a walk in history and revisit that refugee camp, although it's not physically there anymore. Like I'm gonna go there and just explore and see if I remember the terrain. When I was there, I was only like 7 or 8 years old, somewhere there, and just I don't know. I just thought it would be a gnarly thing, and if there's something interesting that I can document, I'll definitely document that and share it with my parents and my elder sister, who was also there with me back in 1986. Um, Let me send you. Well, actually, let me do a separate video on that, Mage, so everybody can keep informed. Again, this is my first live stream, and I'm not too. Well, actually, I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know how to navigate through this, and I don't want to make mistakes and stuff like that. So let me keep everybody informed and give my address out. And believe me, guys, don't be concerned. There aren't any security issues or anything like that. I have all the homies, the trike drivers, everybody that is hanging out, and outside the fourplex compound that I live in. They're, you know, um, this is probably a bad reference, a terrible reference, but almost cartel style, just lookouts, and like every little movement is just like all like it's just crazy how things work. It's just I don't know, and they're all friendly. At some point, it's just like we sat down to drink and socialize and shared a meal or something like that, and like they always bring me customers for the motorbike. Whenever they have passengers who are looking for motorbike rentals, they will bring it directly to me, the customers, and if there's a deal stroke up, then I would take care of them as well for bringing me the customers and stuff like that. So we're pretty good friends. Sup, Jersey. Yeah, Doug. Again, it's just like well, I even discourage I to like back off and or encourage I to back off and just let Jill do her own thing. There was a period of time towards the very beginning of I's channel that she was, interviewing singles and stuff like that. She got some scrutiny about, like exploitation and stuff like that. And I just don't want to get, things mixed up. Even though I is not, like she's just kind of, she's not her recent contents is not, on singles and stuff like that, more on lifestyle culture and stuff like that, but it's still on an interview format. So yeah, like Jail should be Jail, and Jail should be on her own channel, and only she should benefit from, reap the benefit of her uh, personality and community and stuff like that. Well, I'm not sure where you're trying to get it to, Larry, but where's Plantation Village? Yeah, I'm not sure where the your donation destination is going to, but I don't know. I haven't used any carriers or stuff like that. Um, Most people would just, deliver it personally, and that's the most reliable. Not like back home, where you can, put something with a Lyft or Uber driver and have a reasonable expectation that it will arrive at its destination without it being lost in the black hole or stuff like that. Yeah, if you can't do it yourself, I suggest you just hang on to your laptop yourself. Well, Bernadette, that's not so much as afraid, but it's just like I didn't want to. I've always been in fear of having a monologue. It's just like at least right now I'm, like responding to, like written messages. But like spending a career in sales, it's just like I like to have a dialogue. Like somebody in front of me and asking questions and me having a rebuttal and vice versa. And I don't know, having a live stream, I don't know, like what the topic of conversations are, like I create my videos, my contents because, there's a level of passion involved and there's a level of, yeah, I guess passion is the best word to use, and again, just like with my undiagnosed OCD, ADHD, whatever the case is, I can't sit at one spot. I cannot sit still at one spot. Even now I'm getting all fidgety and stuff like that. How long? I think we're like 1 hour in, and I get it all fidgety and stuff like that. It's just a very unnatural feeling that I have. So it's just, uh, but with my 10,000 subscription celebration, like everybody's sending me a congratulations. I just feel like I owe it to my subscribers to have this done, and I hope that I'm doing somewhat of a good job. Yeah, Paul, I think the kids, those three kids are very deserving of. It was a very expensive endeavor, but I think it's very. They were very deserving. It's just that was the third or the fourth time that I met them, and I met them like over. I think the last, the very first time that I met them was either in September or October of last year, and it's a very long, over a very long period of time that I've gotten to know them, and each and every time, they were very unselfishly and accommodated me, and always, like uh, I don't know how to put it in words. They were just the kindest souls and the best representation of the Filipino culture ever. Um, and like they've never, they live in Bohol, and all these activities were in Bohol, but of course, like resources and stuff like that never allowed them the opportunity to pursue those kind of fun. And I just thought it was a great, and especially it was Kat's birthday. So I just thought it was a great opportunity, and everything just fell in place. And um, it was a great opportunity to take them to do those kind of activities and allow them that brief opportunity, brief moment to be kids, the kids that they are. So I felt very proud that I was able to put that together for them. Thank you for the support, Rick. Thanks, Wesna, for pointing that out. But I didn't even realize that you can't even enter the airport without or the airplane without 6 months of validity to your passport. I thought you still can, but I guess I was wrong. Yeah, that's why I don't like to do like I guess advice format content, because I don't know. I guess I just don't have the patience to do these kind of due diligence and research and stuff like that to even properly or intelligently talk about a topic of conversation or pursue a topic of conversation. Mr. Troll Gubin, thank you very much for your support. Oh, nice. Yeah, Lapu Lapu is a very small place, but yeah, when you come by, at least come by and say hi. Would love to make you a cup of coffee. Hood is how I grew up. Yeah, I know the lighting sucks. It's just one light, one bulb directly overhead. So I promise the next one is going to be much better. It's much more better planned out. Thank you, brother Doug. That's what I need. I need more viewerships. If you guys can share my videos and stuff like that, I would highly appreciate it. Christopher K, thank you very much for the praise. Yeah, I mean, if I don't have the ability to earn money, then I wouldn't be able to do or prolong what I'm doing. It's just everything fits in the puzzle. It's just a mixture of. I mean, the one thing I know is just like I'm not going to mix up what I have back home in the United States, to what it is over here. When I first over here, I had a very clear budget set. If I exceeded, if it happened that I encountered bad luck and I exceeded my budget, then I would have moved on. But it's just fortunate for me that I was able to succeed to one point or another, with my motorbike rental business and opening up my rooms, which I'm closing now. But not only that, but gaining the supporters that I've gained through my channel. It's just like these are the very money that I use to pursue my hobby and my passion here in the the Philippines, and I am very thankful for the community support and everything else, that made this happen. It's just like otherwise I wouldn't be able to help others the way that I'm doing. Imagine myself having only like 1,000 subscribers. It's just like, how am I going to be in that position to help someone like Jill, who is so deserving, and it's like the first, the perfect candidate to have her own, channel, because she has the passion, the want, and the way she articulates things, and it's just her personality. It's just like I'm sure everybody, including myself, can relate to her as a daughter I've never had, or like a sibling, or a grandchild and stuff like that. She's just so lovable, and just this very kid-ish, yet very mature way of conversation, and it's just uh, I just have high hopes with her. Yeah, and that's one of the biggest concerns that I personally have, because nobody can foresee what the future will hold. And when I, like on the very day that we were holding the pool party, like of course I pull the parents aside, and just give them the spiel. It's just like I flat out, the first thing I said, I asked them was, money is evil, right? It will open up, some kind of gateways, to, there's a lot of evil surrounding money. I don't think that they can even perceive the concept yet, because they don't, they haven't seen that money and stuff like that yet. But it's gonna. I told them it's gonna come. Once you start having, or your jail's channel is gonna make that money. They're gonna receive a lot of unwelcome attention and unwelcome requests and stuff like that, which is why I think, formulating a either a corporation or an LLC, a business entity in general, to manage all that finances, and even including her channel, is very necessary, because it's just like, how can you lend out something that you don't have access to? It's just like it's just a long process, but we'll cross that bridge, and we'll um, take care of it as necessary. Yeah, that's the hope. Uh, um, yeah, I don't know what is the proper rebuttal to that, but yeah, she's just a sweetheart. I've always wanted one son and one daughter. I have my son, but it's just well, we'll see what happens. Hi, Aussie lady. That's such a cool name. Doug, we actually decided to back out. It was actually one of my subscribers from Seattle, Washington, who has stayed with me for 1 month on his first Philippines visit. We were going to get in together 50-50, but in the process of doing our diligence with an attorney here, there were some I guess areas of concern, as far as them not being able to produce a current tax declaration, and the legal owner is deceased. So there were just too many red flags. So and I didn't want to, despite the low cost in buying in, I didn't want to invest, like 2 years, 3 years in clearing title. If it was a straightforward transaction that we could have accomplished, and I would have bought that thing in a heartbeat, whether I had an investor or not. But it's just there was just too much to it, and it didn't work out. Myron, my neighbor's name is Myron, but yeah, I'm sure the Philippines will welcome you guys back. Cass, man, I really appreciate you tuning in, man. You've been a super fan. I really appreciate you. Wesna, she's not quite my wife yet, or she's not quite my wife, but I appreciate you your compliment. Yeah, we're just like any other couple. We have our ups and downs, more ups than downs, but she's a great girl. Yeah, I think Singapore will be a very it will just be a transit destination for us. We probably won't stay for more than 2 days, but with the 2 days, I don't see how. I guess we're just gonna do a lot of the street food and just like do a lot of local stuff. So I don't think we have a lot of time for safaris and stuff like that, or plan too many things. Hector, I looked into Vietnam. I've been back to Vietnam quite a few times in the last, like 5-10 years, and I've done a lot of research about Vietnam, about building a house, a condo, and just pricing everything out. Vietnam is booming right now with everything that is going on in China. A lot of the Chinese manufacturers, they migrate down south to Vietnam, and taking up on lands, and kind of created the hyperinflation that Vietnam is currently experiencing. That is first and foremost the reason. Secondly, I just wanted to come to the Philippines because I have a long history with the Philippines, and of course, like most of my subscribers know or aware, that my family and I came to the Philippines to Bataan refugee camp for 6 months back in 1986 as part of the process to migrate to the United States from Ho Chi Minh City, or Saigon at that time. We flew to Thailand for 2 weeks for processing. From Thailand, we flew to I think Manila, where they transport us to Bataan. I was only 7-8 years old, so I don't have a clear recollection of what the process was. But we stayed in the refugee camp with the Cambodians and the Laotians up in the refugee camp for 6 months, and that process was supposed to westernize us before we arrived at our final destination in the United States. So during that process, it was we were up in the mountains, and when my parents, exchange, currency and stuff like that, they were isolated people and very vulnerable people. My parents were, And the local mountain community there had every reason to take advantage of my parents, but they didn't. They gave my parents, fair exchange rates, and they took time away to show my parents how to, adjust to, the local life there, how to harvest water, and where to get access to certain things. A lot of these that, things that, they didn't have to do, but they did. So not only that, but I learned how to swim. Like one of the survival skills that I obtained while I was in that refugee camp. Like my dad always took myself and my older sister down to the river, and I just remember, like he just empty out, like a 2 liter bottle, just as a float, and the kids hold on to it as a flotation device, and he just throws us in the water, and that's how we learn how to swim. It probably doesn't sound too nice, and it's, borderline child abuse, in the Western standards nowadays, but that's how it was done back in the days. And the Philippines has a very deep place in my heart. And ever since then, the last 10 years, I've come back and forth and visited the Philippines about 4 or 5 times. I don't remember correctly. But every time I come, it's just a very memorable experience. And then my final reason is I have too many relatives in Ho Chi Minh City, and I just don't want to live around relatives, because there's, like when I'm around relatives, maybe it's a cultural thing, or just, my immediate family. It's just a level of expectations, and, it's just, I don't want to subject myself to that. I just want to have as much freedom as I possibly can. And uh, yeah, and that's why I chose the Philippines over Vietnam. Hey, Eddie, thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate you. Eddie's been with me from the very beginning. And yeah, he just recently visited me here from Texas, and recently went back home to Texas. I really appreciate you, Eddie. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but you have to, whatever you want. You have to be properly registered, and like go through a lot of hoops and stuff like that. But it's not, like the matchmaking business is not, something I want to pursue either, because when things go right in a relationship, you get a pat in the back, which is cool. But when things go wrong, then you're the foe, and it's nothing good. I appreciate the support, Hector. Yeah, whatever that it is. I originally, she was just dabbling with different ideas, how to approach your channel, what kind of content and stuff like that. And apparently, a lot of the Filipinas um, vloggers, they do the interview form. So it's just like, I had some feedbacks. I didn't agree with it, but again, it's her channel, not mine. So I don't want to impose on her whatever she felt comfortable with. She's at free will to do so. Of course, I as a supportive partner, I do give her feedbacks, but ultimately she does what she does. Well, Paul, yeah, I get quite a few of these comments, but it's not out of the question, but this is something that they have to decide as a community. I don't think it's all up to Jail's family either. It's just this is a very small, close knit community, and uh, and they have to, like I guess, discuss it as a community, and this is not just them. This is a pretty tricky one. Yeah, Doug. I think this is the epicenter for vloggers. Um, for whatever reason, the Philippines is like a big draw, and it's a very popular search term. So a lot of, and then like with a lot of jobs here in the Philippines, it's very underwhelming and very underpaid for the local community, and which like a lot of these Filipinos, when they like meet a foreigner who comes over with these electronics and equipment, and allows them the opportunity to vlog, and why not, because even when they monetize, even at $10 a day on monetization on their channel, that's already more than what they earn on a daily basis working a 12 13-hour day, as a cashier in the mall. And by vlogging, it's just like the work hours are very minuscule compared to like a cashier job at the mall, and a cashier job at the mall can be very redundant and very boring. Whereas vlogging is a fun endeavor, and even if they earn $10 a day, which is nothing, it's still a lot better than the alternative. So yeah, so like the Philippines is the epicenter for vloggers, and earning 10, having a goal of earning $10 a day is very achievable for these local vloggers. And of course, it grows from there. The potential for it to reach, like $100 a day, $300 a day, is the potential, is the excitement for them. I hope this question is not directed to me. I don't think my eyes can be slanted enough not to be Asian. I'm just kidding. Yes, I am Asian, born in Vietnam to Chinese parents. Yeah, when I first, like arrived in the Philippines and decided to vlog, I knew that I was gonna do something very different. Like more of the, before I came, I before I arrived in the Philippines during the COVID, like I follow Finn Snow a lot. I was particularly interested in the his earlier, like videos where he was part of the Fighter Boys, and I just love the type of adventures, like the intermingling with the locals and stuff like that, and I was really inspired by that. and I didn't want to do like the same things like over and over, and just the redundancy. Even for myself, it's just like I would get bored of myself if I was to pursue something like that. But yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough for my channel to grow at the pace that it did, to be monetized the way it did, and I was able to kind of pursue my other passion, which is philanthropy. And from that, I guess my channel blew up to the way it did, and which allows me to further my efforts, and a lot of luck and a lot of support from you guys, the community, my subscribers, and I'm forever grateful for that. Only more good things to come. No, that's not me, Mage. I'm gonna do an update video of my business, my motorbike business and stuff like that, with the specific address listed and verbalized, so there's no mistake. But that's definitely not me. I have a lot of competitors out there, but just like I do it slightly different, which I get a lot of feedbacks why I am the preferred business, and I'll do an update video about that, and keep you guys informed. Mage, funny thing is, they have 3 phone numbers listed, 2 cell lines and 1 landline. All 3 doesn't work. I called yesterday, and so I had to go on their website, and I had to do a price inquiry, and still no response. This is standard Filipino stuff, but like our we're not expecting to go until August. My buddy Jay is gonna arrive, I think, August 2nd. So we're gonna do like we're gonna give him a few days to acclimate and stuff like that, and then our intention is to take a well, at least my intention. I don't think I've discussed it with him yet, but to take the motorbike on a 28-hour ferry journey up to Manila, so we don't have to fly in there and look for a car rental or motorbike rental. And we're gonna take a fun bike ride up to Bataan for a Airbnb, and then we're just gonna stay there about a week to do the just three. We're probably gonna do the 3-day program, and then after that, then we'll just explore Bataan a little bit and go from there. No, I'm technically not a worker employee. I'm a business owner, so where I employ the local businesses. So my business, my motorbike business has like a collection income from renters and stuff like that, and it pays a salary to the employees. I don't earn a salary, so no, I'm not a worker. But yes, I was able to get my name into the business filing. Yes, I do have local Filipino partners, so I abide by the law, and everything is legitimate and filed accordingly and legally. Yeah, Kevin. I again, I'm just very interactive with my subscribers and my YouTube community. I'm very, like, you're very welcome to anybody, including yourself, Kevin. When you arrive in Cebu, just or Lapu Lapu, I'm just about 20 minutes from the airport. you want to visit, you're more than welcome. If I'm in town, if I'm not in a different island, if it's possible, you're more than welcome. I like meeting people. You never know who you meet. Hey, fortunate dude. Haven't heard from you for a while. Are you still next door, or have you moved on back to back home? You know what? No matter of fact, I'm gonna text you in a minute and see what's going on with you. We should grab lunch or something like that. It's just terrible that we're neighbors, but we don't have, we don't get as much of a chance to hang out. Hey, Mark, I love the UK. One of my favorite subscribers is from the UK. I idolize the man. I forgot his age, but the story goes, it's. I just think he's an amazing man. In the very early stages of my motorbike rental business. Um, One of my subscribers, his name is Frank from London, and he was planning a trip to the Philippines, and his whole itinerary revolves around Bohol. And he reached out to me via WhatsApp, like I think a month before he arrived, and he inquired about my motorbike rental business, and he wanted to rent one of my motorbikes. And the sweetest man ever, he flat out told me he has zero experience on motorbikes and motorcycles or scooters. The only experience he has on two wheels was electric bicycle that he uses within London. And he's the sweetest man ever. And when he arrived, at the airport, he came straight to my home, and it didn't bother me at all. I think as long as you have the confidence to, if you have some kind of experience on two wheels, and you have the confidence to learn, it's just like it's okay. I'll rent it to you. Especially his plan was to take the motorbike straight over to Bohol. And then getting back to the story, he arrived from the airport, came straight to my home, and then we sat for like maybe 2 hours waiting for the ferry in Cordova port to head over to Bohol. And he rented my 125cc motorbike, and he didn't have the confidence to drive within Lapu-Lapu and Cebu because of the traffic condition. So he rode as a passenger while I was the driver to the Cordova port, and I helped Frank load the bike to the ferry. And when he arrived in Bohol, traffic condition was a lot lighter. So he was able to spend like an entire month circling the entire island of Bohol, which is a very big island. And every other day, he would send me a short video telling, like reminding me and telling me how epic his trip was, and how thankful he was of my not discriminating against him for a lack of riding experience and stuff like that. And the way I interpret it from how he communicated to me, it's just like if I didn't rent him the motorbike, then he wouldn't have the opportunity to have such an epic experience for his trip. And he's my favorite man. He's my idol, and the courage that he has at this, at his age and stuff like that. In a foreign land in the Philippines for the first time, and being on a scooter for the first time, and having the ability and courage to go through the mountain roads and circling such a big island and intermingling with the local community. Frank, if you're still tuned into my channel, you're my idol. I just want to remind you of that. Man, it's just I'm getting fidgety, bro. Wesna, it's just like I want to go through all these comments, but it's just I feel like I'm excuse me, fighting my cough a lot. My tea is getting cold, and I know I'm deep into it, 98 minutes in, so I'm gonna have to check out pretty soon. But I'm trying to get through as many of these questions as possible, and I feel like that's the least I can do for you guys for being so supportive of me. Hi, Emily. Always a pleasure and privilege to have the local community support. All right, guys, I'm just going through these comments and stuff like that, and it just looks like a lot of things are becoming redundant. And so I guess this is my opportunity to check out. And thank you guys once again for tuning in, and thank you very much for your support. Without you, my channel wouldn't happen, and without my channel, it wouldn't be possible for me to pursue the activities that I am doing now. And I'm hoping for good stuff to come up, like very shortly, like once again, my current commitment is to gel in developing her channel and releasing her first. The goal is, the first 5 to 7 videos, and get her view hours in, and get her monetized in the shortest period of time possible. So for you who are not familiar with this endeavor, please tune into Angel Gel's channel, and her channel is the @ um, Mountain Angel Diaries. So please tune into her channel, subscribe, and show some support so we can have some fun with that endeavor. Meanwhile, thank you very much for all to tune in from all around the world, and we'll do another live stream soon. And I hope at that time I won't I'll kick my flu, and I'll be like more tuned into it, and learn about this streaming platform. Thank you guys. Have a good one.